When we look at the human skeleton, it is easy to imagine a static frame, rigid pillars supporting our weight and protecting vital organs. But this internal architecture is actually living tissue, constantly adapting to the physical demands of our daily lives. At the microscopic level, this structure is divided into two distinct layers. The outside is a dense, highly mineralized shell called cortical bone. Beneath that lies the trabecular bone, a flexible, sponge-like meshwork that absorbs physical impact and distributes weight. To prevent everyday stress from compromising this structure, your body runs a continuous maintenance program called bone remodeling. It is an active construction process that constantly monitors the skeleton and repairs microscopic wear and tear. This maintenance relies on two specialized cells. First, a demolition crew called osteoclasts arrives to dissolve and clear away worn-out minerals. Immediately behind them, a building crew called osteoblasts moves in to deposit fresh calcium crystals into the vacant spaces. As we age, a physiological shift often disrupts this balance. The osteoclast demolition crew becomes overactive, stripping away minerals much faster than the building crew can replace them, which causes the internal structure to thin. Maintaining skeletal integrity requires keeping these two crews synchronized. You have to regulate the rate of demolition while ensuring the builders have a consistent supply of fresh raw materials. While many people try to supply those materials with standard calcium pills, these minerals often fail to reach the bone. If they are dumped into a congested or broken digestive system, they remain unabsorbed, often causing gas and bloating instead of strengthening the skeleton. The logistics of your skeletal health actually begin in the gut. This connection is known as the gut-bone axis. Here, trillions of gut microbes act as the coordinators, processing the nutrients your bones need to remain dense and resilient. When this microbial community becomes imbalanced, the intestinal barrier weakens, allowing toxic bacterial components to escape into the bloodstream. These inflammatory signals travel directly to your bone marrow, artificially stimulating the osteoclasts to accelerate the breakdown of bone tissue. This gut-driven inflammation can force your body to dissolve its own skeleton, regardless of your calcium intake. To save the bone, you must first secure the gut. RychBiome Bone Health is designed to optimize this entire gut-bone axis. Instead of simply providing minerals, it uses a 3-in-1 formulation to repair the biological supply chain and ensure those minerals are successfully utilized. The restoration begins with Bifidobacterium longum. As it colonizes the intestine, it balances the local microbial environment and helps activate the genetic pathways responsible for bone building. Next, Lactobacillus paracasei reinforces the intestinal wall. It prompts the cells of the gut lining to close the gaps that cause a leaky gut, cutting off the escape route for inflammatory toxins. Simultaneously, Lactobacillus plantarum expands the overall microbial diversity. This improves the efficiency of digestive fermentation, ensuring the gut environment is primed to break down minerals for easier uptake. Finally, Lactobacillus reuteri serves as a primary signal to the immune system. It suppresses the specific inflammatory cells that would otherwise travel to the marrow and trigger bone destruction. Together, these 4 sequenced probiotics secure the supply port. They eliminate systemic inflammation and create the quiet, stable environment necessary for the bone-building crews to resume their work. Even with a perfectly sealed and functioning gut, minerals cannot cross into the bloodstream on their own. They require a dedicated mechanism to move from the digestive tract into the body. Vitamin D3 functions as the specialized cargo carrier that initiates this transfer. It interacts with the surface of the intestinal wall, triggering specific channels for minerals to pass through. Activating these channels increases calcium absorption by up to 65%, pulling vital minerals into the bloodstream for delivery to the skeleton. Without this specific transport activation, dietary calcium remains in an insoluble state. It stays trapped in the gut, often causing digestive discomfort, while the skeleton remains starved of resources. With the logistics network repaired and transport channels open, the newly absorbed shipment of raw materials finally reaches the cortical and trabecular bone. Calcium carbonate arrives first. Having dissolved into bioavailable ions in the healthy gut, it provides the physical hardness and density required for the bone to resist gravity and support weight. But calcium requires a coordinator to be effective. Magnesium citrate regulates calcium metabolism, ensuring the minerals crystallize exactly where they are needed within the bone matrix. Finally, zinc sulfate coordinates the reconstruction. It stimulates the osteoblast building crew to lay down flexible collagen fibers, creating the underlying lattice that allows the bone to remain resilient under tension. These three minerals work in tandem as a coordinated trio. They provide structural density, chemical organization, and the tensile flexibility needed to absorb impact without fracturing. When we pull back from the microscopic cells and view the human body as a whole, the relationship between the gut and the skeleton is undeniable. Skeletal health is an interconnected ecosystem. It relies on a continuous, uninterrupted biological supply chain, from the moment you consume a nutrient to the second it is woven into your bone matrix. The simultaneous action of these 8 ingredients, the 4 probiotic strains, vitamin D3, calcium, magnesium, and zinc, functions as a single, unbreakable logistical loop. True skeletal resilience is built through proactive maintenance. Securing nutrient delivery and silencing inflammation are essential steps that should be taken decades before a fracture ever occurs. By addressing the gut-bone axis directly, RychBiome Bone Health modernizes your body's logistics. It ensures your internal construction crews always have the materials they need, protecting your posture, your vital organs, and your independent mobility for a lifetime.